The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
All right, now the second part of this presentation is going to be about learning about the full offering of OPTAVIA. So maybe you don't know much about what we do, maybe you've gotten a little bit of an understanding of how things work, but we'd like to give you in the next 30 minutes an overview of what we do and how the vehicle of OPTAVIA can help you to move forward in 2019. OPTAVIA is a vehicle for life transformation. It is a predictable transformational program that creates radical changes in people's lives when they plug into the full program. My story was changed 10 years ago, December 28, 2008. I started this healthy lifestyle program and I lost 100 pounds on the program in a little over 6.5 months. I have been transformed by it physically, but I have also been transformed by it mentally. And I've begun to become transformed by it financially because I've become a health coach. I became an OPTAVIA coach and I started coaching other people to start realizing their dreams and goals with this coaching system. And over the next few minutes, we're going to share with you how you could do the same thing if it's a right fit for you. The program has been around for over 17 years. Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson is the co-founder of the program. He was the 10th physician board certified in critical care, and he left critical care medicine almost 2 decades ago to pursue his dream, to pursue his resolutions and his goals, and that was to create a model of care that actually prevented people from needing a doctor, prevented them from needing to go into the hospital by living a healthier lifestyle. He saw that there was no real viable solution for people to get healthier in a health environment because the healthcare system was not really about health, and it wasn't necessarily about caring for people's overall well-being. It was about responding to sickness and reacting to disease, and he wanted to change that. He wanted to get on what we would call, he wanted to move upstream. He wanted to teach people to climb the mountain of optimal health. And now for the last 2 decades, he's been working arm in arm with health professionals and almost 20,000 health coaches that are working with individuals to help them to climb optimal health mountain. We do things in such a way that are easy so everybody can start the process. We have people that are triathletes all the way to the point where we have morbidly obese individuals that are sedentary and have mobility issues. This is not about you being coached to peak performance if you're at a point where you're not very healthy right now. We meet everybody where they're at and we give them the simple steps to create radical transformation in their health and their life, one healthy habit at a time. And the way that we do that is very unique. We actually don't focus just on the weight issue, although we know that weight is an issue. It's one of the biggest issues that we have in America and around the world. It's actually considered to be a global pandemic. 71% of Americans practically are overweight or obese, 70.7 to be exact. We have many people that are struggling with weight-related diseases, but we don't have a solution in the healthcare environment other than surgery or prescriptions. But what Dr. Anderson created so wonderfully was this 4-component program. And I'll go through those 4 components fairly quickly, but each one of these components are synergistic. They revolve around each other. They support each other, and they basically bring more value to each one. So the OPTAVIA coach is the encourager, it's the guide, it's the support system. The OPTAVIA coach is not the expert. The OPTAVIA coach is the encourager that guides an individual on a journey that they are on themselves. And they're simply giving individuals the stepping stones to join us in the journey and then to work through the lifestyle program. Dr. Anderson's book is the educational program. It's the transformational system. We use this transformational systems to help people to implement small, consistent changes in their life to create lifelong transformation. Our community provides the ongoing 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week resources. We offer video calls. We have support programs that are available online. We also have nutritionists and dietitians that are available to help individuals to get the answers that they need when they need to get them. And then we have our fueling system. We teach people to eat 6 times a day to create satiety, a sense of fullness, so that they're not overeating. We give them energy all throughout the day that's well balanced with all the macronutrients and 24 essential vitamins and minerals. We teach people to drink more water, more hydration to satisfy their body and to give them a sense of energy that gives them that extra kick in the day rather than having the spikes and falls from extra caffeinated beverages. We teach balanced protein and carbohydrate, but we do it in a manner that's acceptable to everybody. Most Americans are in the fast food line. We teach people to get out of the fast food line and to eat healthy, portable, grab-and-go healthy fuelings. Our company provides over 60 different options where people can use healthy nutrition that has no artificial sweeteners or artificial ingredients and has a healthy balance of protein, carbs, fiber, fat, and all the vitamins and minerals that their body needs, and we use those in conjunction with healthy natural food meals. Each individual is a little different in terms of their meal plan, but most people will follow a 5-in-1 plan if they are looking to lose weight and they're not a rigorous exerciser. That means that they use 5 of our fuelings combined with 1 healthy meal on their own. It's lean protein and non-starchy vegetables and a healthy fat serving. You can see from the picture a healthy chicken salad, maybe a steak with vegetable, hamburger with vegetables, fish with vegetables, or it could be a non-meat substitute for vegetarians. We give people a strategy that they can do that's scientifically proven and clinically tested to provide safe weight loss without being harmful to a person's body. And during that process, we're teaching them how to live a healthy lifestyle. So once they get to their healthy weight, we can transition them to eat healthier and to eat a more balanced nutrition plan. So I'd love to have you get introduced to Miriam. Miriam's got an amazing story and a great update to share with all of you to show you what's possible with the OPTAVIA program. Miriam, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you so much, David. I am super honored to share my story, although I must admit I'm a little embarrassed. We just came off of an awesome call talking about resolutions and making decisions to make your year the best one ever. And I must admit that when I found OPTAVIA, I wasn't rather intentional. I had no idea what was in store for me. I didn't decide this is what this story is going to be about. This is what this year is going to be about. It was simply, I weigh 252 pounds. I look in the mirror and I just don't like what I see. I don't want to go out because I hate getting dressed. And the fancier and the nicer I'm supposed to look, the worse I feel about myself. That's pretty much the only thing I had in mind when I started this program in May of 2014. So the transformation that followed, which I'll share with you in a moment, was a pleasant surprise. So folks, we just talked a whole lot about setting goals, but also open yourself up to possibilities that you may be completely unaware of at this time. So it just gave you the beginning of where I was at, but I started my journey laser focused on my goal of 100 pounds, and I wanted to get there as quickly as possible. So you best believe I followed this plan to a T. And to say that I spoke to my coach often would probably be the understatement of the century. I took full advantage of that. But to be very honest, I didn't yet tap in to the community. I didn't yet really focus on the Habits of Health system. So at that point, I had found this awesome diet and had this amazing woman supporting me. Thank you. By the grace of God, my friend started asking me what I was doing. Well, thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you, because I started to answer them. Now, what I didn't tell you was that when I started my plan, I was, a lot different than I am right now physically, but my energy was also at an all-time low. Sure, that could be attributed to the extra 100+ pounds I was carrying. It could also be attributed to the 4 jobs that I was carrying. I'm a mom of 3. I was a teacher, which for those teachers out there, you may know, awesome job, but didn't quite pay my bills. So I had a Monday through Friday job. I had a Saturday job. I had a Sunday job. And obviously I had a summer job. And I was working all those jobs and I was exhausted. Well, back to my friends, one by one, they started asking me, holy cow, Miriam, what are you doing? And I started to tell them. That's just as simple as it was. I started to tell them. And as I started to help one person just do what I just did, I started to help one person at a time with the support of that awesome coach I just mentioned a minute ago. Gosh darn, I started to lose weight and I started to lose my jobs happily. I started to shed the pounds and I started to shed one job after the other. Now, I told you that was not my intention. I was a teacher. I wasn't a health coach. But all I was doing now was doing, frankly, what I do whenever I find something I love. I was sharing it with people who could benefit from it. The difference is I was getting rewarded handsomely. I started this plan really just shackled by my body, but also shackled by my finances, shackled by the time that I spent at work, guilty every time I had to run out. I had a sick kid and oh my goodness, you know the story, folks. And this plan has just opened up a life of freedom for me. Now, here's what's really cool. I told you that all I did was I started just answering my friends and started partnering with them to do what I had just done. And what was really cool was to watch that just ripple throughout all the folks that I was helping. They started telling people. And when I thought that I was originally helping people with what I thought I was originally embarking on, a weight loss journey, I turned out to offer them so much more. Right now, full disclosure, I am not sitting in my house, folks. I am sitting in the house of a woman that I did not know before I started this journey. She lives a mile away from me. But one day, her friend told her about her friend, Miriam. She called me. She started to have success, and her story looks a lot like mine. She's built this life of flexibility and generosity where she shares her home with me to get some quiet when I want to hang out with all of you. And the story just kind of ripples from there. And every day we get to work with like-minded folks who want to make changes to their life, whether they know yet what possibilities are waiting for them or they don't. That's who we partner with. And it's just such a privilege.
I love hearing your story, Miriam, and it really kind of brings all three of the aspects of what we offer into full color. And it's the trilogy of optimal health and well-being. It's not just about losing weight and eating healthier. It's actually creating a better life. And so right now you're in a point where you're thinking about going into this new year and you've got these goals and these resolutions, but you really don't have a vehicle to help you to make those a reality. OPTAVIA can be that vehicle, and it can look how you want it to look. We don't tell you what to do with OPTAVIA and how many people to help. If you just simply want to learn how to help your friends and family members to get healthier so that you stay healthier, that can be what it looks like for you. Or it can be something much greater than that. It can actually be a vehicle where you actually become more successful and significant in all areas of the trilogy, where you actually equip not only yourself with getting healthier, but thousands of other people that get healthier. And there's so much that's available for those who want more than just helping a few people. And this center of the trilogy of optimal health is different for all of us. So I don't know where you rank yourself in the area of 0 to 10 in the area of healthy body, mind, and finances, but regardless of where you are, this vehicle of OPTAVIA can help you to improve your score based upon what you want to do with it. And this next story is going to blow you away, because here's a guy that's a world champion. He's an Olympic medalist. He's got the world as his oyster, but then the game changes. Craig, I can't wait for you to share a little bit more about your story and how you have changed the game to start winning.
Yeah, I every time I look at that middle photo, thank you, David, by the way, and thanks for your story, Miriam. I look at that guy in the middle and I think, who the heck is that? Believe it or not, I was younger then, but oh my goodness. Either I was just super vertically challenged or I was just fat. I don't know, one of the two, maybe both. But the guy on the left there was when I was sponsored by Nike back in the 90s. I had a full endorsement from Nike. I was in 9 of their television commercials. Was really doing amazing things. Olympic bronze medal, 21 world records. Just, I mean, I used to go really fast. And then, well, I got a family and started building my family. And when things changed, had to get a real job. And as that real job came with a real expense account, and that real expense account had lots of lunches out with clients and not so much racing. So I gained about 50 pounds, and I use a wheelchair, so I'm 3'9". So imagine 3'9" and 175 pounds, and it's what you saw in that first photo. And so I was limited on limiting myself in my freedoms. That even though I use a wheelchair, I was pretty free to move around and do the things I wanted to do, and I was basically disabling myself with my choices. I don't know if you ever think about it that way, but that's actually what I was doing. I was infringing on my freedom because of my choices. And interestingly enough, one of the best decisions, best circumstances that ever happened to me is I lost my job at a tech firm that I was working for, and I was scrambling to find a job, a career, and my fitness, basically my health again. And all 3 of those combined actually here with OPTAVIA. I lost 50 pounds. It took me about 6 months to lose the 50 pounds. And in about 2.5 months into the program, I decided that I needed a job too, but I didn't want just a job, I wanted a career. And so I ended up getting trained and certified as a health coach and started working with other people with their health and using the Habits of Health system. And so here's the neat thing, 8.5 years ago is when I lost my weight. So how you like them apples, right? They say that the clock starts 2 years after you've lost your weight. That's the true test as to whether it's working or not. It doesn't just work while you're losing the weight. You have to wait and see, does your program sustain the loss, and are you continuing to go after your next goal? And that's what I did. I made it so that staying at my weight was a prerequisite for my next goal. So I wasn't focusing necessarily on the weight loss. I was focusing on my next goal, and staying at a healthy weight was part of that. And so became a coach, started helping many, many, many people. And actually what happened in the process is I actually got help too. It was this collaboration. When you're helping somebody and when you're working through things with other people, you end up working through your own stuff in the process. Anybody ever had that happen? Right? This is serious. So the reality is that if you partner and help somebody, it will help you. What if, now this is crazy talk, but what if a byproduct of your career was personal health? Think about that. Choosing a career as a health coach or an OPTAVIA coach can actually have a byproduct that you not only get healthy, get to a healthy weight, but you stay there. Am I right, Miriam? What's up, right? David, I mean, all of us, right? What other job offers those kind of bennies? So think about that. And what I love about this program is that it's a system. It's a systematic approach, like a recipe that's been tried and perfected over time. 40, almost 50 years of working this recipe. And we've got it nailed. We know how not only to transform people's lives, but we can predictably transform your life. Think about that. Predictable transformation. Those are powerful, powerful words, but that's what we figured out. OPTAVIA is the optimal way, and it's a philosophy for living your life. And when you plug into it with your coach, which Miriam talked about, with the Habits of Health system, you have the partner and you have the recipe to move you towards your goal. And then when you hit your goal, you use your previous goal as a prerequisite for the next goal. So you just keep building just keep accomplishing things. I'm telling you what, folks, this is unbelievable. I will say in recapping here, I was physically healthy, really healthy at one time in my life. Mentally, I'm healthier than I've ever been, right? That's just a progression of personal growth. Financially and mentally, OPTAVIA has changed my life. It does not look anything like it used to look. Physically, I'm close to what I used to have. Financially, it's not even close. The financial health and abundance that I have through OPTAVIA blows my mind. And being able to be relationally healthy and just think in different ways, think abundantly, has been absolutely life-changing. So thanks for your time tonight, guys. Thanks, David, for the opportunity.
You bet. Thanks, Craig. And you know, your story speaks to the issue that most Americans are not speaking about. And you know, there's some people that are watching this video right now that feel a little uncomfortable when we start talking about money. And I want to poke a little bit. I want to challenge you to think a little differently about your current financial situation. You know, many Americans have less than what it takes to prepare for a rainy day. We basically have a situation where only half of our friends are satisfied with their jobs. Most people are struggling and juggling financially. They are dissatisfied with their careers, but we're not talking about that because we don't want to feel like we're making money off of people. And if you think that this is what OPTAVIA is about, making money off of people, please, this is not the right fit for you if that's the way that you think and that's what you're committed to understanding. Our business model is tried and true. It's based upon a professional health coaching service. We deliver a health coaching service, a predictable transformational system that's physician-led, and we provide a community of support and resources, and we do not have minimum purchase requirements. Our coaches do not have to continue to buy products to be compensated as coaches. We do not sell products. We offer a system to people. And for that system and for that support, we compensate our coaches. And people don't pay any more than they would spend on regular, healthy, natural food to make a healthy lifestyle transformation. But what we find is that when people become health coaches with OPTAVIA, they take their level of health and well-being to a new level because they begin to improve all areas of the trilogy. Now, our clients are successful, and we love to have clients that become health champions that refer us people. Not everybody was made out to become an OPTAVIA coach, but everybody could become an OPTAVIA coach because it's not based upon your previous education or your experience or how much weight you've lost or whether you've lost any weight at all. It's more about, are you willing to help and offer hope and health to those around you? And if you say yes to that question or that opportunity, then you can become an OPTAVIA coach and you can be successful and you can earn a valuable living or a valuable remuneration for the services that you bring to the world and the value that you bring to your community and friends and family members. And one of our next panelists is going to talk a little bit more about her journey as a nurse practitioner that actually was trying to help people to get healthier, but who struggled in that journey doing it inside of the healthcare system and began to search for more opportunities and something outside the box to transform lives. Donnie, welcome to the webinar.
Thanks so much, David. You know, as you mentioned, I am a nurse, and I became a nurse because I wanted to help people. And I very, very quickly noticed that my job as a nurse was to help people get just healthy enough so they could leave the hospital, or get healthy enough so they didn't have, or stay healthy enough so they didn't have to go back in. And that really started bugging me very, very early on. I wanted to do more for them. But what was interesting is that as much as I wanted to do more for them, I wanted to do more for myself, because I worked with cancer patients, and I started noticing very, very quickly that there was this connection between lifestyle and disease, whether it was the diabetes, whether it was the high blood pressure, whether it was the cancer sometimes, you know. There are so many things that we can do that can prevent it. And every time I walked into work, I felt like I was going through like time travel or something to visit the ghost of Christmas future, because I could see myself in that bed. and I could see my family members, the people that I loved in that bed. And I was not okay with that. And I was thinking, I want to make a difference. And here I had invested a lot of time and energy and money into a career to make that difference. And I couldn't even make the difference for myself. And so here I was searching for something. Now, I thought that to help people be healthy, I needed to help them be physically healthy. And what you just described is that health is about so much more than just physical health. And as you were describing that financial situation, I can relate to that, because this is the deal, is when I was pregnant with twins and I couldn't work, 7 months, about to pop any minute. And my husband's job got downsized. And so here we went from having double income, no kids, to having double kids, no income. And that was exciting times in a not so fun kind of way, right? And let me tell you about how the stress of that affected both of our health, whether it was mentally or whether it was physically. And here I had been on this journey trying to figure out how I can help people be healthy. And I had been on this journey trying to figure out how I could help myself be healthy. And I love how Craig talked about that one of the best gifts that he ever received was that he got laid off. And one of the best gifts that ever happened to me was I had twins. I mean, that is like the best gift in so many different ways. But after I delivered my twins, I went on to gain 50 pounds. And what's interesting about that story is the fact that before I delivered those twins, I had become a nurse practitioner and I was running a weight management program because, as I mentioned, I had been on this journey trying to figure out how can I help people be healthy and not doing a very good job, and very frustrated that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, what I signed up to do, what I invested so much to do, okay? So here, I thought I knew it all. I'm just gonna put it out there. I thought I knew it all. I thought I had arrived, and I had these babies, and I went on to gain 50 pounds. And what I discovered was that it doesn't matter what you know, it matters what you do. And having a system that sets you up for success was what made the difference. And so I plugged into the system and I lost weight, and I realized that it lined up with absolutely everything that I had ever learned theoretically in healthcare, but that wasn't applied in healthcare because of the bureaucracy and everything else that goes on in healthcare, right? And so all of a sudden I noticed that this was applying everything that I knew, and lo and behold, it came with an opportunity for me to help people, which was exactly what I was looking for. And I was coming from this world where I didn't think there was any money to be made in wellness. So I just thought I would help people out of the kindness of my heart. And crazy enough, by helping people, I was able to create freedoms for my family. For example, the freedom for me to be home with my kids. I love how Miriam talked about losing her job. I got to lose my job on purpose. Like, I gave it away because I had the opportunity to not only do what I had always wanted to do, which was to help people be healthy. Now I had the tools in my hand, but I could get paid for it and well. And so I could address those, mental and the stress that comes with not knowing if you're going to be able to pay your bills. And 3 years after I started coaching, my husband's job got downsized again. And it was such a different experience at that point, because when I was delivered babies and we didn't have any income, that was crazy town. But when he got laid off the second time, it was so exciting actually, because we had options. And that's what this program has offered us, is options. We had the opportunity to sit down and say, you want to get another job? And he said, no. I said, great. So he's been home now. And so both my kids get both their parents, because I get to love life helping people do what I had been looking to do for a very long time. And that is, healthy mind on steroids, I've got to tell you.
That's great, Donnie. And so for some of you, you're in a position where maybe you're looking for a new career in the new year. Maybe you're looking for additional income? Well, regardless of how much you'd like to earn from health coaching and how many people you'd like to serve, you need to know that it's a big opportunity. For those people who want a big opportunity and who want to help a lot of people, it's actually a rising market trend. It's actually one of the most popular opportunities for people that want to get into health and wellness is health coaching. Health coaching is a great vehicle to provide a professional career around helping people and to be compensated not based upon what a company is going to pay you, but based upon how many people you decide to help. So the reasons why people become an OPTAVIA coach is it reinforces their decision to be healthy. Oftentimes it creates more accountability. It helps a person to learn more about their own health journey, and it equips people to help their family. So if I was to ask you the question, if your family members, your children or grandchildren asked you how to create health in their life, optimal health, would you be able to coach them? Would you be able to tell them, to teach them? Or are you depending on the government or the educational system or on somebody else to train and equip your family to create the life that they desire? OPTAVIA can help equip you just to help the people in your immediate family. If you want to do something that's fun and rewarding, that's oftentimes what people say about coaching is it's very rewarding and it's fun to do to help other people and to celebrate their wins. And you do receive compensation, both the compensation that comes in the currency of goodwill and helping another fellow human being, and then also the opportunity to create enough income to fill your needs, or maybe to create a little extra for some travel or some hobbies and interests that gives you more financial peace and more well-being. And then it also offers you an opportunity to leave a legacy. It's an independent business opportunity where you can actually transfer it to your heirs. It's an opportunity where if you grow the opportunity and help enough people, it actually can create a legacy for your family. And it can be an asset that you transfer down generation to generation. The progressive growth model is a unique model that allows people to choose what they want to do. So everybody starts as an OPTAVIA coach, coaching clients. But if you want to stay there, you can stay there, or you can grow and help other people to become an OPTAVIA coach and be compensated only when they become successful. This is not some sort of a program where you get paid for sending out a chain letter to people and getting them on as an OPTAVIA coach. That's not what we do. But for people who want to train and equip coaches, we compensate them based upon their growth and their success in doing so. And then there's the opportunity to lead leaders and to help many people to grow and to be very successful with an OPTAVIA health coaching business. So lots of different opportunities for you to plug into what works for you. The good news is it's relational. It's not sales. It's focused on optimal well-being, not on moving products. You don't have to carry an inventory. You can do it in the spare time in your day, the cracks of your day, or you can do it part-time or full-time. The startup cost is $199, and there's very low operating costs and no inventory requirements. So you don't have to store stuff in your house. You don't have to front load and pay a bunch of money for things that you don't need. You simply just pay $199 and work with your mentorship team, and they'll train and equip you so that you can learn while you earn. There's no quotas or monthly purchase requirements, and all of the training that you need is available through the online portal, through your personal mentoring support team, and through live events that are optional events that you can choose to attend if you desire. This program is amazing, as you can hear from the stories, and what it may look like for you is based upon the efforts that you put forth. There's no income floor and there's no income ceiling. As many people as you want to help, you can help. And it all comes down to what you see as being possible for yourself and what you choose to leverage in the business. Our income disclosure statement is available on the web. You can talk to the person that invited you to get more details, but you can basically know that people that don't help very many people, they don't get paid a lot of money. And for people that help a lot of people, they can do very well with the OPTAVIA program. So we hope that this has been encouraging and educational to you. If this is something that you'd like to learn more about, or maybe you'd like to take that next step and start helping people to climb the optimal health mountain and be compensated for your efforts and encouraged to continue your own climb, we encourage you to talk to the person that invited you. And on behalf of Miriam, Craig, and Donnie, we just say thank you for joining us tonight. And if you like this presentation, please let the person know that invited you, that you enjoyed it, and refer it to somebody else and share it with them. We'd love to get the word out. Thanks, everybody. Let's go get America healthy and then the world.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.